Welcome back to Design Bundle's YouTube channel. If you guys are new here, my name is Crystal, and today we're going to be doing some tie-dye with some sublimation. Now, we've done that in the past. If you guys haven't seen them, I'll have the video up above or down below. It is called tie-dye sublimation. It is a ton of fun. Today, we're switching it up. We are going to use a colored t-shirt. Yes, with sublimation, we're using this colored t-shirt. What you want to do is use light colored t-shirts. These are the ones that we usually do the bleach with. This one right here is actually 65 polyester and 35. This is Gildan Soft Style Ring Spun. Normally, I actually use the 50-50, but this one actually has a little bit more, which gives us a little bit more color. Because if you guys are new to sublimation, you really need like 100% polyester, but you could get away with the 50-50. You're just going to have a lighter color. Now, this is normally the t-shirts that we use for bleach, but today I'm going to use them for the tie-dye. I haven't seen anybody doing it, and I thought it would be a ton of fun. So another thing that you could do is once you tie-dye it, then bleach it. Throw some bleach splatters on it, or maybe you want to do the brush effect like we've done before. Lots of different options that you can do with that bleach. Just kind of do like a mixture bottle. If you guys want to see a video on that, let me know in the comments below, and we'll definitely do it. Today, I'm just going to be doing it on this lighter colored t-shirt, and then we're going to be using these super cute designs. We're going to be using these little hippie gnomes. How cute are these? We have a ton of these to choose from. These are from the Plus membership, so if you guys are a Plus member, these are definitely in there. It comes with several different gnomes. This is just the one I chose today. So cute. Then what I did, I found a bundle of patterns that was also 1 Plus credit of these little tie-dye effects. So this comes with tons of different colors, and I chose this color here. So I tried to find some similarities. So I kind of think this matches his shoes. Then we got a little bit of those blues in there. So I try to bring some of the same colors in. So you want 2 sheets of this. This is the 8.5 by 11. I did do this design quite large with the 11 by 17, just because I want a nice big chunky design, and then I'm going to have some tie-dye effect going on, okay? And then I've got my Cricut Easy Press. I'm using the bigger one today, 400 degrees for 60 seconds. And I'm actually going to probably bring it down to 385 since we're using cotton. And then we'll still do the 60 seconds. Now, another thing that you can do, if you want to sublimate your design last, so I'm going to do the sublimation first, the tie-dye first, and then bring in my design. What you want to do is block that area. So you can do that by using, these are shipping labels here. I've used them in the past. And what we can do is cover up our t-shirt. Now, what I like to do is bring down the tack of this a little bit because it's not crazy, but you may end up with some left over. It'll wash out in the wash. But what you can do is put this on your t-shirt here and then just kind of pull that off. Hopefully that's not super loud with my mic. And then just kind of make this a little bit more low tack. So I'm going to kind of put it on my pants because I don't need so much of that adhesive on here because we're actually going to be heating it with the iron. So you're going to use this. You can do that optional or don't. So we're going to use those today just to block my area. So I'm going to figure out, so I'm going to use one, let's see. I'm going to use 1 and a little bitty piece here. So I'm actually just going to tear like this. Okay. So I've got 2 little bitty pieces here. Once again, I'm trying to make sure this guy is staying awake. I think it just went off from the 385. So I'm just putting this on my pants. I've lost a piece, but that's okay. I know I'm a hot mess in this video, so don't judge. But we are ready to go. I think I could even get away with a little bit less on this one. It'll make sense here in a minute, okay, guys? So I'm bringing down that tack, and I keep tearing this apart, but I think it's okay. All right, so I'm going to set these guys out of my way here, right? And we're going to prep up our t-shirt. So we've got our designs, like I said. We've got our lint roller and our heat tape. So let's go ahead and start off with our t-shirt. All right. You want to pull out any sort of moisture just like you normally would. So let's go ahead and do that. I don't have to, I'm not worried about wrinkles this time. But, you know, you could definitely run over it, but I'm not going to worry about it right now. But you may want to pull out your moisture. So if you were to do that, I'm not worried about the wrinkles because we're about to wrinkle this thing like crazy. But if you want to go ahead and at least where that big design is, pull out that moisture, you may want to do that. If you're using a big heat press, just press it a few different times to cover the whole t-shirt, right? So here we go. So we've got this area here. Now let that kind of cool down a bit. And then we're going to come in. So I'm going to figure out about where I want this to be. So somewhere right about there, right? So I'm going to put this guy down. And then I'm going to double check myself. So I know that should be pretty much right there. So this is what this is doing. When we go to sublimate these pieces, this is not going to add any ink here. So that way when I come back in with my design, it's going to be perfect, which is actually going to be in this direction. So making sure everything's still covered, and it is. All right, sticky tape's on here. You can use whatever you want. You want to use masking tape, you know, the low tack Scotch tape, or what do you call it? The painter's tape. You could definitely put several strips of that just to block out that area. And then now what we're going to do is create our little ring. So I'm going to flip it over to make it easier on this side. So now we're going to crunch that paper. And I'm going to do mine like in this little twirly motion here. Like so, okay? So I'm just kind of, you can do it however you want. You know all the different ways to tie-dye. You can definitely look those up and just do it however you want to, right? So this is why you only need 8.5 by 11 here, because you don't need that big of a piece. It's going to cover like this. So a couple of things that we're going to need. We're going to need some parchment paper. We're going to put a piece of parchment underneath, right, to protect our pad. And then we are going to get our paper here. You don't even have to tape this. We're going to get our other one, and then we're going to go. So I should be able to cover the whole kit and caboodle pretty much, and I'm just going to push down, right? It doesn't have to be perfect because it is tie-dye. It can be messy. So we're just going to push down. I'm pushing down as hard as I can in that center just to get those areas. It's a lot better with a big heat press, but I don't think I've done this with a Cricut Easy Press. If I did, I don't remember. But I definitely, it's a lot easier to use a bigger heat press. It's going to probably cover the sides a little bit better, but I want to show you using the big Cricut Easy Press today. So we're just pressing down. I'm giving nice, even pressure. Once we're done, I'm going to keep it in that same twirl. We're going to flip it over and we're going to do it again. All right, so we're getting near the end. So I'm going to very carefully pick this up, get it out of our way. We're going to move this, move our paper. And what's really cool is the color of the t-shirt. I'm going to show y'all here in a minute, but let's flip it over very carefully. Now see, we want this down because I'm going to press again and I don't want to get this on my mat, right? So now we're going to come in with our next one. You guys can hopefully see the outline of that t-shirt there. So there's pieces that we haven't used. You can put, you know, save those for another t-shirt if you want to do like that broken up looking effect there. So y'all bear with me. I'm just going to kind of squish this guy together again. So I want to make sure we've got quite a bit underneath this paper. All right, here we go. We're going to cover it again. And once again, I'm going to press down. We're going to hit go. And we're going to press right in the middle. Now, like I said, I have not seen anybody doing the colored t-shirts, and I really have a feeling it's going to be super cute. I feel like this is going to be trending. You guys let me know down below in the comments. I want to know if you guys are making these, and if you do, use the hashtag design bundles because we want to see your projects. And if you guys decide to use the bleach, I want to see them. Y'all comment down below and let me know if y'all are making them. And once again, if y'all want to see me using them with bleach, doing the splatters, or whether you want me to do the paintbrush method, let me know in the comment below and we'll definitely make a video on it. So we've got about 25 more seconds here, but once again, I'm really excited about this. I think the color is going to be really, really pretty. The t-shirts I recommend once again are the Gildan 65 poly or 50/50. You can usually find them at your local craft store as well. Now all of the supplies I'm using today are linked down below, as well as these files. Okay, so here we go. So now I'm going to go ahead and pick this up once again. You can see all of that there. Let's take a look at the t-shirt. So excited. You guys can see all the little marks here. It's just in just several different spots. So hopefully you guys can pick this up that far off, so you guys can see all of those different little pieces. So now what I want to do is come in here where I have my paper, and we're going to pull it off. Now I need to make sure that wherever my press is going to be, that it's covered with this parchment. Okay, so something about like this. We're going to now take this t-shirt, kind of spread it out there. We're going to pull off this sticky adhesive. And like I said, don't worry about it. If it leaves some of that residue, it's going to come off. So pull this out and peel. It's about the tack of a lint roller, if you will. Peel all this off. All right, so now that I have all of that tape off, ready to go in with our big design. Now I'm gonna have to hit it in 2 different times again. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to line this guy up where I'm wanting it to be. This time I'm going to tape it down. And then I'm going to get 2 more pieces of parchment. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and cover this guy up. I think I can get it with 1. So I'm going to go 1 and 1. So we're going to go ahead and press this side here. So you just want to make sure that your heat press is completely protected so that way you're not getting any ink on it. So I'm pressing 385 for 60 seconds. So I'm going to press this side like I said, and then I'll move over and we'll press it 1 more time. All right, so we're going to carefully scoot this guy all the way over. So I'm not going over the same design again. And then I'm going to carefully hold it down and press it again. All right, so we are getting close to the end here. We've got 2 seconds. Here we go. All right, so carefully going to lift it up out of our way. We're going to remove our parchment paper. And then we're going to go ahead and peel. I love this. Now, this is the thing that I don't think a lot of people realize is you can sublimate on lighter colors as long as it has that polyester. But look at how cute this is. So this is that tie-dye. So hopefully you guys can see I've got marks up here. You've got our super cute gnomes. Hopefully you guys can see the back. I'm going to bring it in here so you guys can see all of these little pieces here that have been tie-dyed. So cute. Now if I wanted to, once again, if I want to, because they're just broken little pieces, I can come look at these and say, for example, all of this right here is still good. I could come in here, tear this like so, and then I could do like little, you know, rip marks here and kind of put bigger pieces here and there and do that like that. So that way you kind of have a little bit more color if you wanted to. Lots of different options there. But like I said, now what you can do, because this does have that cotton, you could come in here, spray it with your bleach spray, like a little mister bottle would be really cute. Or to take the paintbrush, you know, take out this whole area to make it white, and then maybe do some splatters would be really cute as well. Lots of different options. Like I said, I would highly recommend to do this with the bleach, but I wanted to show you without the bleach just to give another option as well. So once again, if you're going to sublimate your colors, make sure it's a lighter color and it looks really, really good. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope you found it helpful. If you did, please hit the like button down below and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.